thanks for joining me again. Hey, before anything else, let's just take a moment to slow down our bodies and our minds. Put away all the thoughts that we're having racing through our heads right now and just slow down. The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. So let's take a spirit breath. Sometimes we just need to play. Don't you have times where you just need to play? And sometimes play isn't just about fun. It's about bringing us actual joy. Play reminds us of the power of being in the moment. Play can be a spirit-filled opportunity to see something not simply for what it is, but for what it can be. Play is about possibilities. During hard times, and this year has certainly been hard, we can get stuck focusing on all that we have and all that we don't have right now. Time with friends and time with family and play dates and family holidays and birthday parties. But you know, I've seen things. I've seen wonderful things. And I think it's because of a very special superpower that God has placed in us. It's a healing power. And that power is the power of creativity. You know, in the Bible we learn that we are created in the image of God. To be in the image of God, our Creator, doesn't mean that we actually look like God. It means that we carry special traits of God. For instance, have you ever been told that you smile like your grandmother? Or that you have the same silly sense of humor as maybe your uncle might have? Well, those are called traits. And when God created us, we were given traits to make us like God. One of those traits is creativity. God is very creative, right? We all know how creative God is. He created the entire world. He made the moon and the stars, the galaxy and beyond. God created you and me. And we are all different from one another, right? Such creativity there. Well, during this time that we're in right now, full of limitations like wearing masks, it can be tough because we can't see smiles because of the masks. We can't see expressions. And the distance, we need to stay apart until we have this pandemic under control, right? Well, this time is a great time to be creative. Thinking over this past year of COVID, have you been creative? I know I've been more creative with how I visit with people, for instance. For quite a while now, I've driven to friends' houses and I've invited them to sit in their car while I sit in my car. We run our heat because it's winter. We open our windows so we can talk to each other while we're bundled up in our coats and our hats and our mittens, drinking hot cocoa or coffee. It's very different than it used to be. But it works for us for now. We're being creative with our space just so we can be together and visit. We are very creative. I went on a little hunt today in my house. I'm sure you've done this before, right? Looking for different objects. Some are old. Some are headed for the recycle bin. I can't find the other sock to match this one. So anyway, I thought it would be fun to take a look at some of these objects and see them not for what they are, but maybe for what they could be. Have you ever done that? I'm sure you have. It can be a lot of fun. It can also be very challenging. You know, these items make me think about the challenges we've been facing over these past months. We thought life was going to be a certain way. And then everything changed. We needed to be creative. We needed to make changes. And not because we really wanted to, right? Because we were forced to. We found ourselves having to be flexible. And though those things still don't go the way we would expect them to go, we still find ourselves having to adjust and to be open-minded and willing to make something out of, well, sometimes nothing. You know, God always has a plan. And because God made all of us with something called free will. Free will is the ability to make decisions for ourselves. And people don't always do what God wishes or plans for us to do. So even God needs to be creative with how he responds to change. And God has given us the ability to change when we need. So our special power is creativity, to think outside the box when we need to shift our thinking or how we do things. So what do I do when I don't know what to do? What do I do when I'm just not feeling as creative as I like? Well, I ask God for help. You see, God has a plan for each and every one of us. It's very similar to what we have with our parents and teachers. We know that our parents and teachers have a plan for us each and every day, right? And we usually ask them, what do I need to do? Well, when you find yourself asking, what should I do? I hope you remember that you can always, always ask God. It's wonderfully reassuring to know that no matter, what we're going through, we can always turn to God. We can ask God's guidance for ourselves and for others. And God, well, like any truly great healer, God listens. Would you pray? Loving God, maker of all things, we come to you with our hearts, with our hands, with our minds, and our souls, in need of your healing touch. Please heal us from the inside out, so that we may reach out to help heal your world. Amen. The Spirit of God has made me, and the breath of the Almighty gives me life. See you next time.